Hi.
from USA, and we're going to learn how Gabrielle, has an entrepreneur, has been really navigating the pandemic in her business, what she's had to do to really still make the best of everything. She's going to share some strategies
Hi.
from USA as a business owner. So, thank you so much, Gabrielle, for joining me today on Making Eagle Moves. Thank you so much for just being here. And you're going to tell us all about Gabrielle Crichlow, how you got started. How did you get started and what do you do?
Okay. So I am the owner and director of A Step Ahead Tutoring Services. What I do, along with a team of other tutors, is we conduct in person and online tutoring sessions. The in person sessions are in our local area, which is New York City and Long Island. The online services are nationwide, wherever the client is. We also do test prep, resume help assistance, as well as college and graduate school counseling. That's also in person or online. So it's a lot of things that we offer. In terms of how I got started, so I personally have been a tutor for um, let me think about this now. For
We're not trying to give we're not
15.
trying to give your age away.
No, it doesn't matter to me. For 15 years, 15 years, I've been a tutor. I've tutored by working for other companies. I've
Wow.
tutored for myself in after school programs. Um, I got started in a work study while I was in college. Um, so I got the award, the work study, and I was looking for a way to spend it, because it's free money.
Yeah.
So I saw this opportunity for an after school program to be a tutor. And I was
Wow.
like, oh, I could tutor. I could do that. So I did it. And I enjoyed doing it, working with, this was high school youth that I worked with.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed doing it, having to having to break down concepts into simpler ways of understanding it and relating to youth and connecting with them. So it was an experience that I enjoyed very much.
Right.
Tutoring is not just the academic part, which is what I well, let me finish my previous thought. It's more than the academic part, it's also a social part of it as well.
Yeah.
You're building rapport, you're getting to know the client, you're getting to know their families.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, they they talk about their problems. Um, so it's more than just, academics. There's a lot of um, personal issues that, can come up.
It is.
Yeah. So, that's the mission of my company. It's not just the academic part that we focus on, but it's also the behavioral part. It's also the mental part. It's also the emotional part. It's so many other little parts that come together in the academic part. So you notice it's like
Oh,
a trickle effect.
it is.
You
It is
you
for
you
sure.
fix yeah you fix one thing, and something else ends up being fixed.
Needing to be fixed. I totally
Yeah, consequent.
understand.
Yeah,
I think being a tutor is one of the greatest professions ever.
Yeah.
Being a sage, as you rightly say, you're able to play so many different roles. You get to be a counselor, a social worker, uh, a community resource person. You're the go-to expert, not just in academics. So, hats off to the work you do. Like so many other civil servants, so many professions, like even healthcare, that's where my field is predominantly in. And so I can really, really relate to the unique and the great role that you as a tutor have you've had to play over these many years. And I commend you too, because as you said, you really started like 15 years ago. That's just awesome that you've really stuck with it, because I know there have been challenges along your journey. So, how have you been able to navigate some of those challenges? And especially with the pandemic, have you had to do anything differently than you were doing before?
Yes. So we um we did a lot of in-person services. That was uh the strength of the business, I think. Um I've spoken to other online tutors, and I was curious about the online fields, um, but I never really followed through with it because I never really followed through with it because I was so into the in person because that's what I was used to.
Right.
Um, but then COVID happened. um, and
You had to switch things
I had to
around
switch
more,
things up.
more Zoom, more live meetings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it definitely forced me into a corner. So I had to adapt. So um, thank God for Zoom because I wasn't sure how I was going to do the online, and I guess that's what made me hesitant before COVID. But I discovered Zoom, and I was like, oh wow, I could actually use this. Is actually pretty cool.
it is.
Um, so I mean, I've had Skype,
Uh,
but it's not as
right. It's,
what's
yeah,
it's not as educational
right.
as Zoom.
Right.
Um,
Some I find is a little bit more user friendly,
yeah.
and even in terms of like the tech savvy aspects, you don't really have to be a very techie person to catch on to Zoom, in terms
Mhm.
of even being able to do your lives instead of having to like store up, because you are into tutoring, and so you want to be able to have those lessons for later reference, right? So Zoom really gives you the ability to do your live, even make it as an unlisted video, and then your students could go back and view it at a later time. For those who maybe didn't catch it while it was going on, then they can always go back. So I totally agree with you that Zoom has really been a game changer in the way education has been happening online. So
Yeah.
you're also a business owner. Apart from being a tutor, you're also a business owner. And as you said, yeah, there was a grant, and it was an awesome opportunity to be able to start this, be creative, be innovative. You're already teaching. That's amazing. Being able to monetize and even make the wheel turn more effectively with something that you already were doing, and now being able to just incorporate, I'm sure you were able to provide jobs for other persons. So as a business person, what are some of the strategies and lessons even that you may have learned along the way?
In terms of being an entrepreneur, or in terms
Being an
of
entrepreneur and just being able to like navigate any challenges. How have you been able to stick to it, get over those hurdles?
um I guess
having a
You
team.
have, I gotta get, I gotta think about it. Um, I guess um, you gotta just take that leap of faith. I think,
Yeah.
um, it's like I find myself being a perfectionist,
Oh,
and like I want something exactly how I want it in this way. And if the smallest thing is off, I try to fix it.
right.
But then I guess that's an issue that I have is I tend to obsess over the little things. And when I find myself getting crazy, it's like, okay, I have to stop. It's just, I'm just going to send it out there and it is what it is. I think I I find myself trying to over prepare, and I think that I find that slows me down. Um I mean, I'm not saying be reckless, but it's like you have to balance the two. It's
Balance is important.
yeah, it's like you have to you have to prepare, but you also have to just like you're not going to get everything right, and so you just got to just go for it. So I think that's kind of the major one of the major lessons as an entrepreneur
Mhm.
is just going for it and kind of figuring it out later. So I mean, if I had a rough start as an entrepreneur. It's like I kind of wish I can go back in time and kind of undo the things that I did, but you live and you learn. So
Of course.
so definitely not overthinking things, and just sometimes you just gotta go for it and
Mhm.
kind of figure it out along the way.
Right. Yeah, I think those are some great strategies. And as you rightly said, you had to take a leap of faith firstly. You have to just start where you are. You're already doing these things. You were tutoring, you saw the opportunity and you capitalized on that. You really moved with the momentum. You jumped at that opportunity to make an impact, even a greater impact, as a matter of fact.
Hmm.
And yes, it's good that you have learned some lessons, because there's this quote that says it's good to have success. I think it's Bill Gates that said it, but it's even more important to heed the lessons of failure. Because yes, if you make the amends and you make those corrections, then is where you really can be of greatest impact and service after you have really rebounded, and what the value that you're able to bring to the table
Hmm.
after that, it's just really awesome and invaluable indeed. So those are some great lessons. And what else do you have, like, what's your next steps, as your company says, one a step ahead? Anything new that you hope to achieve, say, come the new year?
Um, I mean, because of the pandemic, I was hit hard. You know, I had to pause hiring for new tutors, try to adjust to this online world. Most of the clients I had were in person, so it's getting them on. I had to transition them online. Finding online students. So I, I again, I was forced into a corner because of the pandemic, and I had to adapt. So most of this year was focused on adapting. So my hope for next year is to finally be fully adapted,
Right.
and now I can really delve into this online space and really make the most of it.
And expand.
Increasing advertising for online students and online tutors, so I don't have to limit myself to tutors that are local to me, that I might go get tutors in other states,
Yeah.
like Illinois, like California, because we're over here in New York. So
Awesome, babe.
expanding, so looking for other, tutors in different states, and increasing advertising, um, to different states. I definitely want to invest in direct mail marketing, because marketing is like 80% of the job. But definitely reaching out to outside of my hometown and reaching out to different cities, and definitely building the online section of my company. So this year is really just like getting things together. So my hope for next year is to
Be smooth sailing.
be smooth sailing, and ready to go, and just take off.
That sounds like an awesome vision, Gabrielle. As you say, it's so, yeah, the challenges are real in business. And COVID, nobody expected COVID. COVID just happened. And so I know a lot of business owners, especially that formerly their model was like a face-to-face in person. Then, as you say, you did take a hit, and then the new normal was now that of adapting and bouncing back, literally. And I think you have done a great job, you and your team. I commend you. I salute you. Here at the VIP Inspirational Academy, we are also into the business of just supporting amazing companies and individuals like yourself who you're trying to adopt. You're trying
Yeah.
to expand and to strengthen the what you already are doing, and we're just know that we are here in that common space now online, and we're also empowering and supporting. So you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to feel alone, because the universe has sent you help and
I
support
I noticed.
people. Yes, and people to cheer you on and to say you've been doing a great job. And I'm sure those students are, and the parents are forever grateful to tutors, amazing individuals like yourself. Like, I know a lot of parents have had to be homeschooling their children, and suddenly they're like, oh my God, this is what tutors were going through. Yeah. And they're like, oh my God, hey, just leave me alone to be a mom, on top of being a mother and a housewife and whatever it is they were before. They're now
Yeah.
a tutor, and they can really, it's like the shoes are on their foot or feet now.
Yeah, of course.
So they're like, oh my God, we honor tutors. We respect tutors because
Thank you.
they're doing a tall job. So
And
just
again, just kind of piggyback of what you just said. Tutoring, it's more than just providing academic support. That's
it is.
where the other parts of life are connected. It's that break that parents need, so they don't have to be the teachers. They could let someone else be the teacher, and the parents can go and take care of whatever errands they have to take care of, do what jobs they have to do.
Yes.
So it's more than, tutoring. There's so much that goes into it. A tutor is a teacher, a counselor, a nanny, like short-term nanny, but it's so
Of
many
course.
there's so many things that go into it, and that's
Indeed.
what I try to push forward in the mission of my company, is that we're not just academic, but we're also social support, professional
Yes,
support as well.
indeed. That it's amazing. You've been doing a great job. You have an awesome team, and I am sure that over the years also you have had to really navigate the team dynamics too in your business in order for your company to grow, right? Uh,
Yes.
the job and the nature of the work that you do, no man is an island. And as you have said, you've really had to adapt. And I am sure that likewise your tutors, your team have had to adapt. So again, just a lot of salutations and commendations to the great job that you are doing. And I wish you every support and expansion in your business.
Thank you. I
Any
appreciate that.
any final words that you want to leave with our viewers? Anything you want them to help you with, to support you with? Go right ahead.
Um, I guess my final words, because a lot of businesses are, closing due to the pandemic, and it really is sad what's going on.
It is.
Um, Whatever your business is, I guess my advice would be to be adaptable in some way. I think that um, society is changing ever so often, and it's you have to go with the changes in order to survive. So like I'm trying to think, like, smartphones, came out maybe within the past 15, 20 years. So smartphones aren't that old. So like, before, what did we do before smartphones, so now the iPhone and the Android came out, and now, because I remember, like, if I wanted to get on the internet, I would have to wait till I get home to turn on the computer. And now it's like, oh, the internet's on my phone. So it's adapting to those changes as well. And I do notice, like the younger generation tend to be more in tune with, the evolution of technology. So we
Oh yeah.
definitely have to help the older generation move along. So I think definitely making your business in a way that is adaptable.
Oh yeah. Getting
Yeah.
internet savvy, tech savvy, again,
Yeah.
reaching out and finding the persons and the support systems that are available to really get you there, because the truth is online is here to stay. Yes,
It is. It
it's
is.
not going away. We are in the digital era. And so we have to just get with the times and adapt, as you say, become
Adapt. Yeah.
relatable, because that is it. That's the only way that our businesses are going to grow and expand. You have to just be aware of the times, be willing to be flexible, adaptable, and you'll be able to survive. So those are just beautiful words of
Right.
advice.
Taking that leap of faith and trying new things,
Of course, and
definitely.
also networking. There is value there. The importance of partnerships too.
Of
You will.
course. Yeah.
You have
Sometimes
to.
some people just don't understand computers at all. And so you
Exactly.
definitely need
Right.
someone to, here, build this website for me. I don't know what I'm doing. So
That's
definitely
reach,
networking,
yeah, reach
outsourcing.
out. Mhm. Asking for help is important.
Absolutely.
Finding those persons again who, don't just try to figure it out on your own and wear out yourself. That's going to be a formula for overwhelm and burnt out, right? So
Absolutely.
certainly, you're in the field of tutoring. So again, just make sure, reach out, find the community, find that support network and team, that if you need to be tech savvy and you need assistance in other areas outside of your comfort zone, outside of your specialty, then definitely you go and find those external support. So that's
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Tell the viewers how they're able to connect with you on social media. What's your website? Where can they find you in order to just get some more information on your service?
Yeah, yeah, of course. So you can, I am on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. My company name is ACE. I wish I could type it out on the
Take a
screen.
step ahead. I'll put a comment.
Okay.
Don't
But
feel. would I comment? A step
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, A Step Ahead Tutoring Services.
Okay.
Um, you could just look those up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you
Awesome.
want to go to my website, it's a step ahead tutoringservices.com.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. A step ahead, you're trying to learn. You're trying to take those steps in your education. It's awesome. I love it. Again, great job that you and your team are doing, Gabrielle. Thank you so much for being a guest on today's episode of Making Eagle Moves. I am the lovely Lady Victoria from the VIP Inspirational Academy, where we take your passion and your purpose and help you to create phenomenal results in your life and in your finances. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great day.